He's helping today's healing. He shows up literally every single time. Love it.
There we go. What's up, everybody? Just getting situated real quick. All right. So, welcome in. Welcome in. Like I said, I want to be trying to do these things in a different way. The reason why is, again, they just have not been uploaded. So, set up, I got to use my mind to try something different. Uh, been super stressed, super stressed. Just, I'm always on the fucking cusp of like falling completely apart. I feel like, and it's funny because when I woke up this morning, the song "A Total Eclipse of the Heart" it keeps like repeating in my mind. There's nothing I can say. A total eclipse of the heart. Every now and then I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart. So I don't know what's going on technically. But it's just like I've just been holding on to blind faith and I've just been trying things. I just keep going and going and going. And I'm trying to enjoy. And it feels like when I try to enjoy myself, fucks up shit. And then when I feel like I work too hard, I fuck up shit. So whether I'm doing stuff or whether I'm not doing anything, things just seem to be getting fucked up. So yeah, I don't really know why. I'm just trying to maintain through all the chaos the best way that I can. And at the end of the day, that's all I can do really and pray. So I'm sitting here, I got healing and beyond on. Been having them on all morning just because I just want to really make sure that I'm doing the energetic cleansing. I feel like I need to be putting in more physical effort, but I don't have the location just yet. So hopefully we can get a message in today. Again, this is a daily. Um, I might extend it to love reading, but yeah, I've been just trying, trying new things. So I mean, I gotta respond. But I've been on LinkedIn. A lot of people have been trying to connect on there, which has been odd. I don't know. But I'm willing. Again, been going to these different groups and chopping it up with this one guy again, like I said. And yeah, I didn't get a chance to finish reading his message from last night, but that message, again, we on a good frequency, him and I, so far. So we'll see what that looks like. I don't know if I saw him on a meeting yesterday or not, but yeah, I'm trying to move forward, man. I'm hoping that some things just fall into place for me or some people help out, you know. But without further ado, let's help you. So let me go ahead and get my little prayer in, and then we'll get started on this guy. And that was the yap session. So this live session was pretty short. So maybe that'll help out for some people. Maybe not, but okay.
I've never seen. Yeah. to remove any type of evil eyes, negative energies from you. Please take a deep breath in. Out.
All right, Shay. Okay, so let's see what's going down today.
Hello, Simba.
Simba. So let's see what's the overall energy for this reading today. All right, so if you don't know me, when I'll have, dang, can't see. I might, dang, do I have something to put up? No, I'm just gonna have to suffer through it. Actually, let's see. Oh, no suffering for us today. Yeah. So whenever I do this here, I like to see these cards as a loop. Okay. Versus things being upright or in reverse. To me, it's half and half, and then half not and half not. So what that means is you got four parts of this. This can go this way, that way, that way. All in all, it just makes a loop. And so the fact that this is our overall energy and our overall energy is in a loop shows us that some people might say we're stuck. Some people might say we're in a hold. Really, what I think is we're being on hold. You know, it's not my turn to merge onto the freeway. It's the next lanes. It's red light and then green light, right? And then it goes red light, then green light, flip flop. So that's where we're at. That's what I'm feeling right now. We're in this flip floppy energy. And what do you know? It's the world. So the world is already in a loop. So we're in a loop inside of a loop. We're loop de looping, loop de loop, double dutch. That's the kind of vibe. And look, we got the two of pentacles at the bottom. So for me, this loop de loop, sorry, I had to change this because I need to do this. Okay. Okay. So this loop de loop, damn, that was too far, right? Can y'all see? No, no. So I got this here, right? And in this loop de loop, we're juggling. So here's one loop, there's another loop, but this is the loop de loop. So let's see. We got the world card. I feel like I should read this. Man, that's crazy. So because of that, this is our overall energy. You know, I always got the intuitive download for that. So the world card is card number 21, which breaks down to a three. And so if it was a three, we're creating. So we're creating something within the world. That's crazy that that came up like that. So the nirvana of awareness, presence, and bringing the light consciousness to all you turn your attention towards. Success, success defined, journey, euphoria, travel, and perfection. Now, this is also because this is in this position, idle and sluggish. So the loop inside the loop is maybe you have a feeling. This all right, so it's coming back to me. So from yesterday, we had the idea of the emperor, and the emperor was starting something new. But what was being started of anew was the things inside of us that we don't really share. And so I've been sharing a lot more, and that's the whole point. I'm just I'm hoping that some kind of opportunity would show up because I'm showing up for myself. I have been. I mean, I've been always showing up for myself, but now I'm in a position to where when I show up, it's only me now. Now, kind of sucks because again, I still want to be married, have kids, and things like that. But right now, I have to be focused on showing up and being okay with me being the only person showing up. And so, with that, there's parts of me that are still sluggish and idle, and then there's other parts of me that is like gun ho. Yes, I know I'm the shit. So I don't believe this is ever going to change. I don't know how manifestors manifest without all parts of themselves. Because all parts of you, just like an inside out, they're useful. But some people don't really like sadness, you know? So the fact that like they don't like her, but she's necessarily is necessary and required, I don't know how people manifest. And so to me, you need more than that. You need to understand that there's both. There's both. So in the case of both, we have the world card. Everything is perfect. The things that we're stepping into are perfect. We are protected. But there's a part of us that's just moving a little bit slow. If I got my whole team running track, right, there's always going to be the people in the back. And that's what I think is happening with the sluggish. So I think we've already shifted to our new world, but like the parts of us, the reanimates, those things that just are slow because they're slow. Again, every position is slow. You got the slowest runner in the linemen. You got the slowest runner for the linebackers. You got the slowest runner back, got the slowest wide receiver. Let's switch it up. You got the slowest fifth graders with the slowest fourth graders and the slowest third graders, even though some of those third graders on the faster side might be hanging out with the fastest eighth graders, or excuse me, fifth graders. So on the higher end, you can have a mixture, and on the lower end, you can have a mixture. But we're talking about how everything is pretty much on the higher end. But when you have a higher, you automatically create what? A lower. So I think that the lower energies within us are resisting, but they've accepted, so they don't resist as much. They just not in shape. So they just move slower. That's it. That's what I'm feeling like with this energy. So things are moving a little bit more slow than what you want, but they're moving. Okay. So perfect. Like this justifies everything I just said. So we got the 10 of swords, we got the star, and we got the page. This is the sluggish part. These are the people in the behind. These are the people behind, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So these people who are behind are the ones who hey, this is what is behind. It's the old version of ourselves. Okay. That is what is leaving us. That is what's being left. And this is what is causing that idleness. Like for me, I've been idling for 2 days pretty much, and I haven't really just gone out and made money. So it's like imperative that I get some money or I won't be able to get some money. I will be doing it in a different way, which again, I just need a little bit. And so a little bit is enough for me to use what I got. But I did prepare myself to go get more than a little bit. So, in other words, the first sale that I make, I'll be good. I just will have to wait for 2 days. And so, because of that, I gotta convince the part of me that still wants to just be like, work. You got like I gotta get that part of me and convince it to understand that we are balanced already. We are all ready to start. Everything is already happening. It's already available. Oh, the fact that he said the amethyst. Again, I'm channeling this intuitiveness.
You're up in your head at the moment,
Perfect.
and this is coincidence.
So, with that being said, we are taking action, but it's the small actions because, again, you got to see it as people going back to help the slower people and encourage them to come up. So you need to encourage the idle, slow moving parts of yourself because again, they're hurt. That part of you sucks. You know, that part of you is all sad. When we gotta convince the value of that sadness, how valuable it is at the right time. And so with that said, the star or you being the star is the way you do it, but the actions that need to be taken are these small ones here. So, and again, with the fact that that is still at the bottom, it shows me that we're juggling which actions to take, which is also creating idleness. All right. Okay. Boom. Oh, man. So, As we're taking a step forward, instead of it being a two of wands, we got the three of wands, which means we've already turned around. And when we've turned around, we've seen that we've created many things and we're waiting for those things to pop up. The magician shows us that we've used our talents, and as we're moving forward towards the things we created, we're not going to just sit and wait any longer. Again, we're going to go and get the things that we can, and we're going to wait on the things that need to catch up. And then guess what? We're going to go get the things that we need to catch up, and we're going to wait on the things that we already have. And so this flip flop in energy is really explaining the circularities behind this work card. We got many options in the world right now, and instead of just attacking one, I think we're now starting to balance of let me do a little bit here, let me do a little bit here. Oh, when I do a little bit over here, that gives this side some time to breathe. And then when I'm like, all right, it's your turn for attention, then that gives the other side some time to breathe. And so this is what I really feel that manifestation aspect is, because again, um, back in the day when I used to listen to Kaylin all the time with the students, she would talk about how we need to, she would talk about how um, Esther Hicks would say, we launch our intentions or a rocket, and then we have to let it manifest, right? And so we can do work over here and then launch intentions on the backside for them to get better, encourage them, hope, inspire. But then when it's time to help them put in the work, nah, ain't no more inspiration. Let's go, 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 get it, get it, get it. Then the other side, we need to have the intentions for it to grow, manifest, and we can use our
If you have
inspiration
any
and
thoughts
motivations to help that.
coming through your mind to
We don't want to
distract
be
you,
stuck in our minds. Again, we
it's
don't want to be stuck in our minds. We want to
just
inspire the other side
mind.
that is the mental. So then we can continue on the physical. And then when it's time to switch the physical with the mental, that is us still maintaining that inspiration. And this is the idea of the magician. The magician can rotate. It can go from the earth, the air, the fire, and the water. It rotates. So this is the idea of me using these cards in this way. When it's this horizontal direction, it is circular. It's a loop. Okay. And the loops aren't bad, especially if you are the magician, but if they are bad if you are one trick pony. So if you're a person who just works, 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 or just manipulate, 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 or use your mind, 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 mind. If you're doing those things, you're going to be stuck in this loop because you won't be able to deviate with one of the other tools. The magician has all the tools. They can use their mind, they can use their body, they can use their mouth, and they can use their charisma, just what they bring. So the idea is we are looking at taking steps towards what we've created, but what we created has been taking steps towards us too. New small stories that you're telling yourself to help you keep encouraged. I just saw the number 52. So, and I see the number 25. That just, again, it's balancing. It's balancing. These little thoughts is helping you to balance. Now we have these balance actions that are being taken.
Presence of Archangel.
Whenever I see this card, I like to see this card as a knight, which is
Clearing your
a
mind.
mature page or a king on the move. Again, I don't like to see this. I don't like to see the kings as just the mature. There's more to it. There's more to it. There's more to it. So the idea is that the king can move forward too. The king can move around. The page can move around. The page needs to move around in order to become the king. So it has to take on this knight energy. So this is the knights for me are transitional. There's always an in between, a phase change. Okay. So that okay. So we're looking at moving away from just what I just said. So this page is moving towards the creative actions that we've already made. And then they're looking at the different wands that they can use. And in the different wands that they can use, this knight or this page or this king in motion has been applying these things for what? Not for the money. The money is still upright, or the resources, the financials, the the physicality, that is still upright. The page is still looking at that. But what is happening? It's showing us that we're moving away from the emotions. There's 8 cups here and there's 9 pentacles here. So we're moving away from all of the emotions that keep us idle
Never
within the
seen
world, that keeps us stuck within these
return
loops. The only way to leave that is just to completely
heavy
leave that.
congested energy.
But when you leave
Looks
the emotions, it's trying to show you that the
really
stability is still there. Just like the
crazy.
idea of me knowing that I just need to go get one cell today, then I'll be good for 2 days, right? But I don't want that. I want to be good for not 2 days. I want to be good for 4 days, for 8 days. So I gotta see that even if I want more, the emotionals have to be set in stone. That one ace of cup that can carry all 10 of those cups, that is what I need to utilize again, because that's what the magician uses. The magician doesn't use any of the fractional cups. It has one cup, one wand, one pentacle, and one sword. So because it only has one, they must be the aces of them. But because you only have aces, that must mean you are the ace as well. So we have to start to see ourselves as that driving force, as that co-creator, as that the thing that is capable of manifesting the things that we are capable of seeing and interacting with. This, if I had to break it down further, this is the idea of Ptah, the great god Ptah in the ancient Kemetic cultures. Ptah or Ta or Tar, this person is the main tool, but it carries what we call the Jed pillar, which is essentially the earth sign. It also carries the Waz, okay, and then the Waz, which is the air, and then it carries the Ankh. And all of these things come together, and the Ankh is the fire or life. All of those things come together to create what we call current or the emotion, but the emotion is expressed through the person or what we call intention. So this is how it comes together from the ancient Kemet side. But for us in this card, what it is it's coming together as us taking actions on the things that we can and cannot take action on in this current moment. So again, everything has to be aligned, is what we say, but the alignment also comes from removing things of the past that prevents us from knowing our truths and speaking our truths, being our truths. And so we're taking actions away from the things that take actions away from our actions. So exactly. So the things that are taken away from your actions is you being in your head, the conflicts, and then working on growing money instead of having money. So financial worries, okay, battles and fighting, and then old battles and faults, because they're in the past. So the things you fought about in the past are popping up and it's stopping you from really connecting and growing your money. It's really stopping you from just being in your abundant state. Again, I gotta have more confidence in myself, knowing that I just need a little bit to go a long way. And that is crazy to say because again, we're on a time frame, is what we like to say. But my time frame has moved slower. So I'm a dude who used to be in the fast lane in the front, and now I'm in a new position and I'm being forced to be in the back. And now I still want to move fast, but we have a different point of view. It's not about who can be the fastest and who can be the slowest. Now it's about who can be the most together. So think of it as platoons now. Now my platoon has to go from place to place, and we got to stay as a unit. And this unified self is what we're looking at as this 9 of Pentacles. But that unified stuff comes from the individuals being able to manage the spaces around them. And so as I manage the space around me, and then as my partner manages the space around them, or my mental space manages myself, and then my emotional self manages itself, we can start to create some magic. Things are a lot easier on a team. This is this idea. But I can't be a team if we're doing different things. Boom. So now we're transmuting. Okay. We're transforming. We're putting depth to those ideas that hold us back, keep us idle. That makes us want to move fast as an individual instead of moving together. Again, doesn't matter if we're moving fast or slow. The idea is togetherness versus not. They want to flip their showing. I don't know if y'all seeing those, but again, they're giving you confirmations on what is transforming in regards to these things. And what is transforming is that one fucking cup that I mentioned at the beginning. New stability is coming from the emotions that you're tempering. You're tempering that new Ace of Cups. That is going to be what you're serving on those nine platters or those nine of pentacles. It's one emotion. It's one you. But the you have to understand is one out of one. But there can be an infinite, where is it? Oh, well, if I just opened it here and I opened it there, you can see the infinities. But the infinity sign above the magician, it shows you that you got an infinity over one. An infinity over one. Okay. Anything over one creates what we call an improper fraction. The only thing that makes it proper is it being one out of one. If you got a two out of one, we just say it's two. But in reality, it's actually two out of one. So you got to see it as what are those two things? Well, in the case of this card, I love the Four of Wands showing the expression of duality because this is a cubed form. It's three different versions. You got the two over here, two over here. You got the two in the middle, two in the middle. You got the two in the middle. Okay. Then you got the two in the back, the two in the front, the two in the back. You got this side versus that side, right? There's so many varieties of duality inside of this cup or inside of this card. But in this card here, we got to see this cup as made as these two cups. Again, it's my cup being shared and tempering the emotions with my other side of me cup. The male side versus the female side, the masculine energy with the feminine energy, your husband with your wife, your partner and your other partner, okay, your business partner over here versus the you, like my boss versus me, my teacher versus myself. There's always that dynamic of duality, okay? It's paired together, but this here is showing you that what is being paired is the emotion in between. And the emotion in between is being tempered to be handled by any person, which is why, as you're walking away from all of these cups, you're walking away from, let's imagine them as the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups shows us that we have differentiation in each of these cups. The eighth cup in this situation would be your cup, and it's still different. So, in order to be satisfied or reach the Nine of Cups, we have to see all of those cups at the same vibe, at the same value, at the same level, which is why they're on the same shelf in this deck. In this case, though, in this case, we're looking at walking away from all of the cups so we can temper a brand new cup.
I'm also making a location shop.
Looking at the things of the past, but then again, with this card, it's always about turn around.
Because I'm going to be clearing out. And
Look,
deleting
so this is looping this way, but it's going that way, right? We're looking at the cups that were being tempered, but we're transforming it through the temperance. So guess what? We need to turn around. You turn around, you still got a new ace. You turn around like you're doing here. You turn around, you are turning around towards your creations, towards your manifestations, towards the things that you're looking for. And boom, nine of cups pop out. So again, look at them being on the single table. All of them are at the same level. You have now justified and tempered all the things, and these things together makes one value. Again, This is the one unit that I was talking about. Now you can call this the commander of the platoon or the unit, right? Here is the what? Two of swords. A lot of people like to see this as stuck in idle. That's the eight of swords for me. This here is blockage, protection. I don't want it. I don't want it. I refuse. No, no passing. That is how I see this card here. And so the fact that you don't want to view these things as differences, you now are forcing yourself to see them as the same. And when you see them as the same, you're slowly moving towards what? A brand new fire, a brand new spark, a brand new start. And it's been slow. I've been saying it myself. Again, I don't want to move as slow as I need to move right now. But in order for me to temper both of these sides of myself, in order to let my woman catch up to me or me to catch up to her, in order for me to reach my boss's ideals versus my goals, in order for me to be the best student, learning from any teacher, but at the same time, not being indoctrinated by the teacher and losing my own thought processes, all of those things need to be tempered, and it's been taking a long ass time. The reason why we say it's a long ass time, look at this two and look at that two, and the only thing that we see is the moon. The moon is in a crescent phase here. So what does that tell you? That means that it is in progress. It has been changing over time. It doesn't go from a full moon to a crescent like that. It takes time in order to do so. And this is indicated by this what? Knight of Pentacles, this king who's moving slowly. In this king's movement, what is it moving towards? It's going to offer a pentacle, but a pentacle has been offered to what? The wand. Well, where is this wand? This wand is here when you turn the fuck around. So I don't know what's turning around for you. For me, what is turning around is instead of trying to help people, I'm offering a service to people. Am I still helping people? Yeah, but I'm intentionally putting in an exchange portion. Unlike a teacher, I don't have to put in that extra space. I can just go in there and teach, and people are required to be there, and that sucks. People who want to be there is a whole different story. But the idea is I have to temper both sides of me, dealing with the people who want to be there versus dealing with the people who didn't. And when I started doing that, guess what? It helped me temper myself. But I don't have that anymore. But I still have the skills. So I have to see it differently. It's a new environment, aka these transitional nights. These nights are always moving from a different place. So I'm going from the classroom now to the virtual classroom, we could say. This is what I mean by these changeable spaces. These spaces that change across this world card, these changeable spaces are being enacted by these knights, but the knights are bringing balance, balance of self now. So, how are you showing up? That is the key. Let's ask. How are we showing up? That shit went everywhere. Dang, dang, dang. So, that was the strength card. Dang. My bad. Gotcha. Let's see how it pops up in reverse. So something is you feeling weak on something. Let's read this. You're feeling weak on your where did this weakness stem from? It's not necessarily weakness, it's just not strength. It's just not enough in the situation. It's not weakness. You're not weak. Okay. All this saying is you're the this is the weaker side to you. Okay, but let's show you because this is not a physical thing, it's a willpower thing. Again, it's a willpower thing. And it's right by this ace. So you are being re-inspired, man. Man.
Have a seat, lounge, and move. You talk blockages, be within your throat chakra. they can speak.
So
Place to
strength, when it's in reverse, it means corruption and disrespect. So that ties right in. You're disrespecting a part of yourself. A- and again, a part of yourself is corrupt. A part of yourself wants to be the slow kid. The part of yourself wants to be the bad kid. A part of yourself wants to be the kid in class. I don't give a fuck. A part of you wants to be the rebel at the job. A part of you wants to be the I ain't doing that shit. A part of you wants to be the God damn it, why me? The complainer. A part of you wants to be that. But again, the reason why is because if this was upright, it will be facing this way, right? And again, that's where our attention is for the world. But the world is trying to get us to change. Again, we can loop here, but the idea is the world is trying to get us to change. And what do we need to do? Change our focus upon our own strength. Now, let me tell you what the strength is. Where is this going towards? This ace. So, what is going towards the ace? The fortitude of spirit. Okay. Somebody who does not conquer to succeed. This is again moving from I gotta beat you, I gotta be the best, I gotta be number one, I gotta be the fastest to let's be a team, let's go, let's work together, let's be a group all together now. That's the switch. But who uses in reserves of power or inner reserves of power? This person is dynamic. Okay, that means you are multitudes. You are the magician. You have vitality, aka these wands, but more so the king who can move around still, unlike US President Joe Biden, is have a difficult time moving around. Again, that's the vitality aspect. You have discipline, vigor, and victory. So by you knowing how to discipline your mind, okay, your willpower, your ability to encourage instead of decourage, your ability to work together and collaboratively opposed to individually, you are seeing these things switch. They're changing into a new position. Again, even if I looked at this card, where is the lion? It is down in this direction. But again, if you are here, you can go up this way. And if you're here, you can go up that way. So the fact that we can still move around along this strength, it should show you that the things that you're doing must be followed. And they're always going to be dualistic now. I think that's the biggest issue that you guys are having. The, the duality behind the things that you are now experiencing. Look at these cards. Do these cars not look exactly the fucking same except for a few different changes in the colors? Oh, blues are in the higher chakra, reds are in the lower chakra. Do they both have yellow? Yes. Are they both fruitful? Well, this one clearly shows fruits, but you got gold all over here with the crown, right? And the swords, and you got the balance. So that indicates wealth as well. So these two things are inverse operators to one another. A lot of people like to say the Hierophant is the match to the High Priestess. No, just look at the cards. Doesn't the High Priestess more so match the Justice card? That's what it looks like to me. Again, the black side or this B side match with the sword. This J side matched with not a sword, but balance. So again, this is me forging by myself, the justice of me giving my own justice. I'm going to take the lead. I'm going to take charge. Me. Versus this side, which is we. Balance, balance, balance. So let's move forward. All right, so we got the King of Cup doing some weird shit. And then we got, okay, I'm gonna keep that there. And now we have, whoo, the King of Cups doing some weird shit, right? Teetering. But what are they teetering upon? Emotions of the past. Emotions of the past. So these emotions of the past are attached to these stabilities of the past, these roots of the past, these foundations of the past. But of those things, we are looking at the juggling of the past. So it seems to be that there's an emotional struggle, but there isn't. The King of Cups, as you, if you fuck with me, you should understand that the King of Cups has the cup. That's their ace. That is their, that's them. But they have this little chalice. And this little chalice is the share cup. You can get a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. So this shared cup is the key. And I think that's what's being balanced right now. How much to share? Because that's what's going on with me. Who deserves this amount versus that amount? What are we going to do in regards to what we're seeing? Well, either way, you need to take that in every single area of the world. You cannot no longer be a one trick pony. This is going to bring justice. What's behind there? Justice over the things that are bringing you conflict. Again, if I can be on this channel right now doing this, then that means I can do the same thing on my next channel, my other channel. Then if I can do neither one of these things, that means I have the ability to go work. And if I can't go work, then guess what? I can sit here and make videos. And then if I can't sit here and make videos because they want to take forever, if I can't move anywhere because I don't got the gas or something, then guess what? I can sit on my phone and I can text motherfuckers and I can try to network that way. Changing every single way, but I'm keeping the same energy, the justice, the balance, the independence, but the collaboration. I have to independently help my team. My team has to work together to help me. It works together, but this is the perfect duel. This is what I've been teaching in the classrooms as the 2-to-1 ratio. This 2-to-1 ratio, or this eye to eye, or this one eye squared times one. Sorry, but the I squared times one or times I, what that does is it shows you that on one side, this is one thing, but it's made of two parts, right? That's the I squared. I squared, negative I squared equals one, if you don't know the mathematical complexities behind it. But then you can just see a one, and you can know that two. But this needs to be understood as a one times one, or a one over one, or one divided by one, or a one squared, or a one cubed, or one plus zero. All the different ways you can get the one. That is what this is. So as we're looking at finding justice by allowing ourselves to find a balance within ourselves, and then that balance be exuded as unified or unity or collaboration versus independence, we can start to see the changes within ourselves, which means we can change the amount of emotions we provide to people, which means we can maintain that excuse for ourselves, but then we can start to remove the emotions of the past that helps us stay unbalanced. We want to find a new balance, so we got to find a new way to share the emotion. And guess what? That leads you to victory. And I just slid out. It leads you to victory. So you been having victory over the mind, you being such a badass and nobody fucking expecting it, you having two swords in the backside of you. You know, you got one that you don't even need to use, and then these two people just giving up because you've already fucked some people up and defeated them. And because you've defeated them, guess what? Nobody wants to step to you anymore. You are like the champion. But guess what? What are these two? This is why. Nobody sees the hard work you've been putting in. Nobody can see it until they step to you and they be like, damn, I see it. So the fact that these things are being shown to people now in a way that is hurting them, is killing these people. They are not able to see, but that's because they don't believe you've been putting in the work, but you've been working diligently. That's that Eight of Pentacles for me. Instead of walking away from the emotions, instead of being idle, you're walking away from the ideas of what doesn't work for me. I'm just working on all the things that work for me. I'm just being stubborn. I'm doing all the different versions of these pentacles for myself. But over here, you're declining stuff. So guess what? The reason why they can't step to you is because you know how to focus on the emotions that keep you going versus the ones that don't. But I've also said that this is the four of cups. In the five of cups, these cups are spilled over, and then you have the two behind you. What would those two be? That two will be the combinatory balance of this one. Just like I said, all of these cups here have to combine or composite together into a single cup. But then this single cup doesn't become a single thing anymore. It's a group. But now you got to look at the group as, oh, the front half of the group versus what? The back half of the group. These two people who are blatantly fighting versus these two people who are covertly fighting, you know, sending out negativity versus trying to bring the negativity. They're all defeated in and of themselves. Okay, since those just wanted to slide. And what does that? That's crazy. So the victory, you're once you understand this, you'll be victorious. You'll be able to smooth sail all those thoughts to this position here. This is complete confidence in self always. Everybody likes to see this as being out in the cold. That shit does not matter. Everybody can be out in the cold to another person if you want to be comparative. No, what this shows you is that I got my five. I got my four stabilities plus my openness for change. In other words, this is your openness to change. I have complete opportunity. If these two people, let's say, were evicted, they got each other, right? She got her five, he got his five. And guess what? They are still open for new opportunity now. Some people will say they had to be. But I'm not going to say they have to do anything. I'm going to just say, hey, they got an opportunity. So because they got the opportunity, guess what? They have the opportunity to do it here or here, here or here. They are complete. And when they come together, when you bring your two cups together, you create a plethora. Again, it creates a world. My two cups over here, your two cups over there generates the whole world in between. Again, 5 plus 5 equals 10 of pentacles. 5 of cups plus 5 of cups equals 10 of cups. Oh, but guess what? Those two cups in the back plus your two cups in the back makes one bigger ace. So that ace of cups can show you all the 10 of cups now. You got to see these layers. You got to see the layers. This is the greatest card to see the layers of duality, man. I love this card so much just because it displays duality all over the place. This number four is, man, I wish the math was mathing for a lot more y'all, but 2 times 2 is 4, as well as 2 plus 2 is 4. Why? Can anybody tell me that? Can anybody tell me why 2 plus 2 equals the same as 2 times 2? Time's up. So, if you didn't know, the, if you didn't know, the answer lies in dimensions. This is referring to spaces. It's a geometric form. It is not the algebra or the arithmetic that most people see it as. It is a geometric form. It's spaces. The spaces over here versus the spaces over there versus the space in the foreground versus the space in the background versus the side angle space over here versus the side angle space over there. This card or two or four, it represents all of these dimensional changes. Why? Again, here's a little bit more math, but the square root of 2 is irrational. There's no such thing as a real life like root to 2. You would think that it would be 1, but it's not. The reason why it's not 1 is because you don't know the location. This comes up in the real world as probability or potentiality. We just don't know. And so, because we just don't know, again, we call it irrational in the mathematical world. We know it is something, but can I pinpoint it? No. Jump into chemistry now. If I have a electron somewhere, I don't know exactly where the electron is. I just know about where it could be. If I'm looking at a group, I don't know who's technically the fastest in the group because they're moving as a group. And because they're moving as a group, I have to find a new way to measure it. So instead of it calling it two, instead of it calling it four, we can say we have a ratio, right? Or we have a duality, or we have a pair, or we have a square. Now we go from numbers into shapes. So again, if I was your teacher, we would have like 8, 9 months to do all of this. But I'm not. I'm just your tail reader. And here you go. So I feel like this is where it should be. So of the stability that we're talking about, again, right over here over the five, you are stable within your own self. One, two, three, four pentacles, and then this togetherness, my completeness as my own self, who is open for opportunities because I can make the opportunity, I can change the opportunity, I can become a new version of the opportunity. I'm a group, I'm unified, I'm the platoon. That is moving towards what? The King of Wands. And the King of Wands always looks backwards, just like the Knight. And what they're looking at is the reflection of the actions of the past. Why? So they can take actions into the future. But in order for you to take action into the future, this King of Wands, again, they can't just do this because guess what? It's still looking in the same direction. You can't just flip it. You can't just do a 180. This is required for you to do what? A 270 is what they call that. A 270 degrees. That's an extra 90 degrees. We call it a twist, though. Again, here is going from left to right, left to right. But if I want to go left to right, but now I want to change it and go up, what's the next sign to up? Down. And then if I go back to the left, boom, guess what? I have now completed my system, my sequence. Go from left to right, then right has to go back to left, right? That is the sequence. And now this king can look to the newness. They can look to the future. They can take on a new strength and they don't need to look at why they're idle anymore. They can look at why they're moving forward now, why their strength is fortified, why they have the vigor now in the right direction, why they can be dynamic in the new places, why they can enact new disciplines in a new way for new victories. What's at the bottom? New motherfucking opportunities. Ah, yes. So I like to see the four cards as what? Things we're focused on versus the things we're not focused on. So the new Ace of Swords for this king who's flip-flopping into a new direction. Instead of being the best, I'm going to be the best coach, the best leader, and not the best player anymore. Now, this is like Deion Sanders, if you know who that is. That is, he's a hated person because he's so loved naturally. And he's loved for what he did. He's loved for who he is. Just like the King of Wands. And motherfuckers hate that. People get jealous of that all the time. And so this king, or let's say Dion, is now resting on the things that used to motivate him, used to inspire them, used to keep them going. Why? Because again, I'm not an individual anymore. I'm a leader. I'm in a different position. I got a different outlook. I got a new perspective. There's a whole new world, a brand new place I've never knew. Maybe that's here versus there versus there versus there. Don't know, but you're moving. But you're going to need to bring out a new point of view. And this point of view you've been sleeping on. Why am I saying you've been sleeping on it? Well, because we've all been a part of a team. And then we all had to understand the people who stood out in the team. Again, in the classroom, there's kids who are really, really smart. But if you understand school, you'll realize that some kids are just smart in all subjects, and some kids are pretty smart in this math, and some kids are pretty smart in the writing, and some pretty good kids can read really, really well. And then some kids who do really good in math can't read really well. You have to start see the dynamics of the team. But as the teacher can see all the dynamics. As the student, you might can only see one. So we have to take on this new position as we enter this new world. Oh man. Oh man. So I'm feeling like we gotta start to wrap this up. Wrap it up, B. So you got this new opportunity. I don't know if this is you going towards a queen or a person. I'm feeling like could be a person for some of y'all, but then for others, I feel like this is you matching up with this king over here, knowing how to nurture anything, or maybe it's the confidence, or maybe you're going to be put in a position to where you can see that you can nurture everything. But the the king of wands, or excuse me, the king of cups is the person who knows all the intellectual aspects of the emotions. Imagine the king of swords about emotions, though. That's what the King of Cups is. Whereas the Queen of Cups, she's the empress to the emotions. Anything that she do, she can grow she can grow it. She can help it. She can be an ear for it. She can be a counselor to it. She knows how to enact it all by just showing you. She shows you she's the GOAT. The intellectual side or the masculine side can help you identify. He's the GOAT identifier, but she's the enactor. King of Cups, think of them as the sports analyst, right? Talking about LeBron James, whereas the Queen of Cups will be the LeBron James. She would be the Steph Curry. She would be um the Serena or the Venus Williams. She would be the Taylor Swift, and then these would be the people talking about Taylor Swift. So the idea is this is a person completely in their power because their power exudes from their one single ace of cups. And this ace of cup, as you noted, I don't know if you ever noticed, it's the only cup that is covered. It's the only cup with a cap. The Empress, she'll put a cap on that ass. Blah, blah. Why? Because she rules. But guess what? This queen also rules, but she does not want to share what she has. She rather use what you got. Just like the Empress. The Empress uses her resources to create abundance. Resourceful. So this is the difference, man. Again, I've been doing this for a little while. I haven't been doing this as long as others, but my perspective has been being cultivated for quite some time. Just saw the number 48. So again, the number 4 is about balance, number 8 is about dual balance, but the number 4 plus 8 equals 12. That's creativity. So I got this creative stability and this infinite balance of duality. I'd like to bring that shit, but that's because in the real world, it just shows me as a multifaceted being. But in reality, I am a being of multitudes, just like you. But I can just express it pretty well because maybe that's just my talent. But no matter what, if I can do it, then you can do it. And we can take those actions. So, looking at the differences between ourselves and what we need to take action for, I'm going to read the Queen of Wands for you because, again, this here is an energy that is finally in alignment with the king, but the king got to flip around and do all of this extra shit in order to get to the same position as her. These cards are always in opposition because you can't be both. You can't be the fastest and the slowest, right? You can't be the best and the worst. So the king focuses on certain things, the queen focuses on certain things, and then the energy between them exchange and make something great. A lot of people say that these will be wonderful partners, No, like attracts like. And these two things aren't even looking in the same direction, like they don't even like each other. S- Just because it's the same thing doesn't mean it's the same fit. Just because you got two exactly pair of Air Force Ones, ice whites, doesn't mean that they're the same size. Just because you got two of the same similar energies doesn't mean that they fit together. They might have the same energetic signature, so then they can be comparable. Yeah. They might understand each other because it's the same energetic signature. But these two people are looking in opposite directions always. So again, when you do this, again, I can cover the bottom, she can cover the top, and we can move together in one. There has to be a change. Somebody has to give. But let me break that down for you a little bit further. So, Queen of Wands, an irresistible, charismatic woman whose energy draws all into her fold. She brings shit to her. This guy, he goes and gets it. So now, if she can bring the go getter along with her, everything that she attracts, he can make sure it's the right thing. That's how these energies are supposed to work. But this motherfucker is not doing what he normally does. He's doing everything opposite. Instead of being the best and looking away from the opportunities, he said, all right, I'm going to coach all the opportunities that come in. She can attract anything, just like she can nurture anything, but she can attract anything. This just made me understood somebody. Um, but she can attract anything, but that doesn't mean everything is coached and prepared and managed well. So this person is really good at bringing an opportunity, but this person is really good at managing what little opportunities that they have. So to me, these two people are moving towards what? Being able to nurture anything together. Let me finish this here. Ethical, noble, sincere, welcoming, successful enterprise. And then look at the bad side. The reversal would be exceptional, accommodating. That just shows me again, I can choose to help you or I can choose not. I can take this opportunity, or I cannot. We can collab together or no, but it's to my discretion. Whether I'm choosing to let you in or if you bring something to me, don't matter. I'm still going to be the GOAT. That is crazy. It's crazy. So I did that like that because when this popped out here, I didn't have any information outside of being stuck. And then when I see this, oh, it's not stuck. It's stuck at deciding on where to give, where to balance. Why do we know that? Well, because in the Justice card presents this in the exact same way. But guess what? This hand is open and it's providing. Why? Because guess what? On the other side, again, here's this side. On the other side, here's this side. On the other side, we are the King of Pentacles. For me, I feel like even though I don't have all the finances right now, I still could give so much more gold than a lot of other people. I feel that. Why? Because I've been doing it and it gets confirmed over and over. So the residual part of me that still wants to be the badass fucking player, it still hasn't shifted yet because it still thinks it needs to play the game and be the best instead of retiring and going and becoming the best coach now or the best analyst or the best owner or investor. It's refusing to choose to go and be great somewhere else. But again, now since you have enough people saying how good you are in those attempts or those resisted attempts, it still shows as balance. Why? Because you're still good, just like her. Doesn't matter which way you swing her. she's still the GOAT. Doesn't matter which team you put LeBron James on, he is still the GOAT. So that's the great thing about seeing the Queen of Wands, because no matter what she do, she's the G. But no matter what the Queen of Cups do, she can nurture any of the G's. So take a look. This is like that supporting cast that make every team good because they're on that team. That doesn't mean they're the best player. That means they're the best unit maker, nurturing everybody to where they can come together and be on one page. One band, one sound kind of vibe. But again, what is this here relative to this for? Well, again, I like to show these things because geometry matters, man. Geometrics. Look at this side, I got 3. Look at the other side, I got 2. That creates the what? The 5 of Pentacles. What is the 5 of Pentacles? Oh, 5 of Pentacles is being left out in the code. No, it's not. The 5 of Pentacles is trying to show you that if I have the 2 over here, that means I'm balanced. I'm good. If I have the 3 over here, that means 3 is abundance and creativity. I can give, right? And I can receive. But these two have to come together as a single. That's the top one. And what does that leave us with? The idea to give, the idea to walk, the idea to go and change, the idea to stay. So these 4 right here are represented by the things or your core values that you don't want to change. The 3 things that you will never ever give up, right? Those 3 with these 3. Here's the 4th, there's the 4th. But in this card, we got the 2. Why? Because we're seeing ourselves before when we're stubborn, and then we're seeing ourselves after we stop being stubborn. So, instead of deciding to say, oh man, I'm stuck in this side of the world, just saying, oh, let me just move. And then boom, now you have way more to where you can give, way more to where you can express and grow. It just takes you doing what? Turning the fuck around, turn the fuck around. Why do we need to turn around? Again, that is that movement towards that new ace. All right, I ain't going back down there. And then boom, Hierophant is at the bottom. So again, if you have to look at this card, the Hierophant is not the match to that that High Priestess. The Justice card is. Okay. The Hierophant, this here, as you see, is duality, right? But these dualities are the same. It's still these are twin boys, let's say. And now here's your one line, and here's your one line, but it's dotted. So it's the same. What I'm trying to tell you is it's just this on this side. This is what the Hierophant is. It's am I faster than you or am I slower than you? Right? But the Hierophant in and of itself, it's the judge, it's the teacher, it's the umpire, it's the referee, it's the thing that doesn't matter, but it matters to keep everything organized. It's the spatial controller, right? It is the opportunity. It's the number of people in my group, the number of people I collaborate, and how those things are balancing. And again, it is only on one side. So there's a whole different side if you turn around. And what is the different side that you turn around? It is the togetherness. Look at the keys. These keys are opposite to each other, but they're just turned around from each other. But you cannot decline that they are a pair. They are. Same thing up here. Same thing with these pair of crowns. Oh, with this pair at the bottom and that pair at the top. The low man and then the high man. So again, I like to go deep with these because again, I just think they're cool. But these depths allow me to bring out the depths in me. So, Ten of Wands. This here is responsibility. It's responsibility. Budgeting, managing, all the things that keep us together. It is not a bad thing. If I'm strong enough to carry all of this, why would you say that's bad? What if I'm showing off? What if I'm showing you that I'm a GOAT? What if I just need to be the GOAT and not need to show you? There's nothing wrong with having the strength to carry a ton of wands. But the idea is when you're carrying these wands, how are you doing it? What are you doing it for? And that's what the Queen of Pentacles do. She doesn't just grow anything abundantly, all willy nilly. She doesn't sow her seeds everywhere like this dude does. This dude is looking to go places. And that's why when he goes somewhere and he plants that seed and then he leaves, because the Knight of Pentacles is so thorough, but because it's slow, one movement here, one movement there is going to create a ton of abundance because it's going to continue. By the time he gets to his third stop, it's still not going to be completely bloomed in stop one and stop two. So as he continues to go and travel, and when you say, God damn, it's taking a long time, they are leaving a trail of abundance because the abundance is constantly growing. Versus her, she doesn't constantly grow. She got the magic stick, or let's say seed in this case, okay, because it's a serpent. She got the magic seed. So she is the places that are being grown. She is the spaces that growth can come from. But he is the one that goes and plants the seeds. She is the ones that nurtures the spaces for the seeds. She tills the soil. He puts the seed in the soil. She makes sure the soil is right. All right. All right. Give me another one for this. The King or the Ten of Wands. Give me another one. So you got new opportunities to take on new responsibilities, but which ones are you going to do? Are you going to continue to try to be that player when you need to be responsible for all the players? Are you still going to try to be the smartest person in the room when you're supposed to help other people in the room get smart? Are you going to be the student competing, or are you going to be the teacher providing? Are you going to be the ball hog, or are you going to be the ball distributor? What are you going to do? What are you going to be? You got to choose because you're making moves already. Guess what? The chariot isn't the color scheme similar to the high priestess, down to the motherfucking colors and everything. But the high priestess is feminine energy. The chariot is masculine energy. So don't you see them as the same? If I'm always getting intuitive downloads and they're coming to me, that means the chariot is always giving them. That's why you have to find the chaos of the darkness and the chaos of the unity. Again, unification versus individuality is still chaotic because both of these things have to come together into a larger group. The offense versus the defense, guess what? There's still one team. The trumpets versus the drums, still one band. The boys, smart girls in the classroom and the smart boys in the classroom, is still smart kids in the class. So we have to start to see the chariot as the one that brings those intuitive hits. It brings those downloads to people. Why? Because the queen or the high priestess, the spiritual downloads are brought to her. So in this case, you are bringing new ideas and new understandings of what it means to be responsible, to be that goat, to be the the, the, the person who carries the team but supports the team, nourishes the team outside of the team. Treat this as the organization. Again, I got the best player, but then I got the best coaches, then I got the best management, and then I got the best trainers, and then I got the best recovery equipment, and then we got the best equipment. facilities, and then we got the best uniforms, and all the things that come together. And it takes a responsibility to have all of those things, but you got to go get it. You got to go get it, and you got to see it from a different way, tell a new story about it, because guess what? What might be good for you might not be good for them. And so if Oregon has some of the best uniforms in all of their sports, guess what? Doesn't matter, because anybody from the Alabama squad is going to say their uniforms are better. But guess what? When you take a step back, who's actually giving both the teams the uniforms, whether they like them in the Oregon form or they like them in the Alabama form? This is Nike now. Nike don't care. Nike is just going to give the best to whoever wants the best. That is this here. And that's what you're doing now. If I'm the best player, then I can give other players who aren't as good as me the best skill information. Here's the best coaching that I can give you to improve your skill. That's a responsibility, but that's a new point of view about what you carry. Again, and what are we doing this for? The whole point of us is to understand that we're carrying this new information around the world to new places. You have to be new in new places. If not, you just turn it back into an old space. So here we are shifting realities. 767 is what I see. And guess what? You can be all that you can be. I don't know why these hits be coming in like that, but shit. They do their thing, they do their thing. All right, I'm going to get the jack deck to clarify or to give our final messages for here. Jack deck. And that's crazy using a tarot with another tarot, but when it pops up, it pops up. People are connecting. We'll see though. What's our final message? For us taking our new skills to the world, our new perspective to the world, new perspective on responsibility in this world, a new ability to see ourselves create anything, to support anything, to manage anything, and to connect anything. That's the magician energy. What do we need to do with this magician energy in this world and all over the places? So far, message. I've seen nothing but beautiful cars. I've been sneaking over here, looking to the side and shit. You guys been seeing this side, but this side's been great. All right, last one, baby. That's so funny. Like, even if it has been not that eight of needles just keep showing to y'all, but for me, seeing all the other side to the beauty. Art form wants to show itself. All right, what's our final message? Oh shit. Hey, where'd you go? I miss you some. Temper and justice. So you're now taking justice and you're now taking your temperance. Again, remember your temperance is your masculine energy, your feminine energy coming together as a single cup. This is your single cup. It's your single cup. But justice, you can have positive justice, negative justice, you can have upright justice and down low justice, right? Vigilantes versus, the right way. The God's justice versus the man way. Doesn't matter. But just like the world card, maybe you're bringing justice or you're tempering things in the world. The justice card, remember, that is balance, but that's balance between the intuitive hits that you're getting and what are those intuitive hits doing? Well, the intuitive hits that you're doing, they're going to be tempered. And what does that mean? They're going to be cultivated to be acceptable in all places, flip-flopping things. Instead of being the best, I'm the best player, I'm going to be the best coach. Instead of having the best jump shot, I want to teach the best jump shot. There's nothing much different outside of you being the doer versus you being the receiver. You can do the jump shot, or you can receive what a good jump shot looks like. So we're looking at these different things from all over these different places. And that's our final message. What is at the bottom of the deck? Strength. So you have the strength again to change your point of view, not just here, but across the world. So am I a good person? Everywhere I go, people tell me that, and it just was told to me 2 days ago. And even if 2 days ago I still had the negativity about, what happened with my baby cats, guess what? I got the strength. And I got the strength to keep going. I got the strength to find a new way. I got the strength to find a new perspective. And at the end of the day, everything's okay. So I hope you do great for yourself. I hope you do great things. And I hope you be great for yourself and all beings. Peace.